Hey folks, this is Matt once again. Sorry, I should have done that before the review. Yet again, I want to thank Lance, Budgetary 2012, for getting me this DVD set. It was very nice of him to give me these movies. Now, like I said before, I saw this film and I really loved it. Really enjoyed it. I definitely say it's my favorite of the Roger Moore films. And then the same director who did You Only Live Twice with Sean Connery, which I really liked in that one, did this. I was kind of looking forward to this. I could say I'm a little bit disappointed with this one. Moonraker, again, directed by Lewis Gilbert. Uh, they definitely got a big budget behind it, and it became a big hit over worldwide. Pretty much at the end of Spy Who Loved Me, they wanted to, it says at the end, James Bond will return in For Your Eyes Only. But of course, Star Wars came out. Like, what do we have that's similar to Star Wars? So let's do this. Moonraker. And I'll be honest, I didn't hate this like a lot of people do. I had fun with this film. To be honest, what people call the most absurd part, the last half hour, it was actually my favorite part of the movie. I mean, it's not realistic. I mean, despite what the producers want to keep saying, oh, we want to make it, it's not science fiction. It's science fiction, all right? But it didn't matter as long as it's fun. Um, and pretty much the plot is almost the same as The Spy Who Loved Me, except instead of undersea, it's in outer space, where you have this guy who wants to get rid of most of the human race so that he can rule it. And he has his fortress either underwater or outer space, and he joins with someone, a woman, whether it be a KGB agent or here it's a CIA agent who's also an astronaut. Uh, you know, yeah, and of course the same spectacle, so reminded me a little bit of Spy Who Loved Me, but I thought Spy Who Loved Me did it better than this film. But and then you also have the Jaws character, Richard Kiel. But I still had some fun with this film. Basically, the space shuttle gets stolen at the beginning of the film, and I like the opening where Bond is on this plane, and he gets attacked, and he fights this guy off. And then Richard Kiel Jaws is there and pushes him off, and he has to skydive to get this guy's parachute, and then has to skydive away from Richard Kiel. And the song Moonraker, nah, not that great of a song to be honest. It's okay. It's in the okay pile for songs. It's all right. And pretty much James Bond has to, instead of a missing sub, now here's a missing space shuttle. So it really is like they took Spy Who Loved Me and made it just in outer space. Which I don't know. I'm fine with, I guess. But I like the girl who's the astronaut. I was fine with her. What is her name? Lois Chiles as Holly Goodhead. He's like Goodhead, really. Lois Chiles. I liked her. She was hot. She was capable. She could defend herself. A little bit wooden, a little bit stiff wooden, a little bit dry in her performance. But at the same time, I was fine with her because I thought she held her own physical wise, and she was nice to look at in the eyes. And she's a American, for CIA, working with James Bond. First, you just think she's an astronaut. I like the bit where someone's trying to kill him in this the centrifuge that you go in and. But James Bond actually has this device, which is cool, that Q made, which shoots out these darts. And he shoots out a dart, fucks up the thing, so it stops the centrifuge, so he doesn't get killed. I also liked another bit where he goes to see this bad guy, and they're outside and sort of hunting. I don't know if it's Dutch quail. I'm not sure what the animal is, but James Bond gets it, aims and shoots, and the bad guy's like, "Oh, you missed, Mr. Bond," and he's like, "Did I?" And you see that he fucked up the sniper guy. I thought that was pretty cool. He goes to Venice, basically trip goes to Venice, and you have in the canals of Venice, not much of a chase scene, not much to it. Basically, a guy tries to hit him with a knife, and he throws a knife and hits him back. I do like the bit that his little canal like boat actually puffs up, and there's actually a big like balloon type thing underneath, so he can go on land. I thought that was kind of fun. Uh, and basically, the reason he's in Venice, he finds out there's this vial that one thing leads to another. It's nerve gas that will harm humans but not animals, and he's wondering, okay, what's the deal with this? And then he fights a henchman of the bad guy. Which the bad guy in this, like the bad guy in Spy Who Loved Me, I didn't mention, he was alright. The guy in Spy Who Loved Me. And the bad guy in this, Drax, played by Michael Lonsdale, he's not much to him. A little bit pretty stiff, in my opinion. Not much to him. James Bond's the henchman is called, I think, Chain or something. Pretty decent fight. Like the guy's like in a full samurai gear, like even with the, or almost like a mask that's like samurai gear, but it's almost like a mask that you see like fencers wear. But I've seen them in samurai movies as well. I'm not sure the particular term of it is. But you did a pretty decent fight scene, smashing through glass, and they go up, and James Bond punches his ass through the clock, which is like a window, and falls down through a piano. Nothing on the level of the submarine car in this film, but you know, some decent stuff, and finds out that again the girl who's an astronaut, she's actually CIA agent. He goes to Rio, meets his contact, and that's where he sees her again. And you have another pretty action scene I like during a cable car that's going down. Richard Kiel is still trying to kill him, and like they both slide down, and the cable car's going after them and smashes into it. Then you get to a problem I have, because they, weirdly enough, in Spy Who Loved Me, that character Jaws, Richard Kiel, they got a lot of fan mail from kids saying, well, we like Jaws, why does he have to be a bad guy? Can he be a good guy? It's like, fuck no, kid. Eat your fucking lollipop. Or eat your ice cream and shut up. He's a bad guy for a reason. But no, they listen. So you have this stupid stuff, which I think is stupid, where he falls in love with this girl, which leads into the end where he actually becomes a good guy and helps Bond, and I don't buy it. But, you know, I might just keep him a bad guy. You didn't have to do that. I thought it was kind of lame. I wasn't particularly pissed about it, but I'm sure some people were, but I'm like, that's kind of lame. That was kind of that's kind of lame. You know, he's the bad guy, henchman in the previous film, and most of this film, and I don't buy that this girl falls in love with him and vice versa, and they don't dwell on it, thankfully, but it's like, I don't buy it, but whatever. But you still have some decent action scenes. Like, I like the bit where they're calling an ambulance, and James Bond gets himself out. I like the little bit of seeing him and this bad guy get out of the ambulance. I like that little bit of sequence. And then basically it leads to him going to the Amazon, because that's where that nerve gas, the toxin, that's where it came from. You have a decent boat chase. Like, uses mines to fuck up one boat, uses a torpedo that fucks up another, and then goes off this waterfall and gets like a hang glider and flies off. Not as good as the boat scene in Live and Let Die. That's still, in my opinion, the best boat scene. At least up to now. I haven't seen the other ones in a long time, so I'll change my mind. But from Dr. No to this one, I would say the best boat scene would still be Live and Let Die. In the Bayou, Louisiana type thing. I really enjoy that one. I think, was it the Bayou? No, I can't remember. I have a bad memory, but I like the boat scene Live and Let Die. But it was a decent sequence. Gets to Drax's lair, the bad guy's lair, and actually fights his anaconda and fucks it up. I had fun with it. Meets the CIA agent, the girl again. They're left to die because basically the bad guy's plan is he's going to get all these people who are seemingly perfect up in his space station, and he's going to release this nerve gas toxin onto the Earth with all these little satellite type devices that will shoot it onto the Earth. It's going to wipe everybody out, and then when it's A-OK, they're going to send the people down there or more send like their offspring down there. And I know it doesn't make any sense, but a lot of James Bond plots don't make sense. A lot of them. That's not like the novel. I don't give a fuck about the novel. I'll say right here, I don't give a fuck about the novel. I don't. I'm not going to read it. I've never read it. I don't care. I'm not that big into James Bond. I'm just into the movies. And James Bond, her and Steve, and they get on a shuttle and they get off. And I thought the special effects were fine. For 1979, I thought the special effects worked. And one disappointment, I thought the ending. Well, before I get to that, they fucked up this radar jamming thing so that the guys on the ground can see that there's something up there, and they send really quickly this shuttle with all these Marines in it, and that's where you get like this big laser battle in outer space, which I admit that was my favorite part of the movie. I had fun with that. I mean, it's silly, it's sci-fi, it's not realistic, but I had fun with it. It was entertaining to watch. I had fun with it. Um, and yeah, you get that thing where the reason Jaws, Richard Kiel's character, becomes a good guy is that James Bond sort of says, so, Drax, you say you only want people who are absolutely perfect, right? Who are absolutely perfect. And Richard Kiel sort of looks at his woman that he loves and realizes they're not perfect, so pretty sure they're going to be killed off by this guy, so he helps James Bond. And uh, the thing that one thing that I had a problem with is like, if you've seen James Bond in space, you want James Bond to shoot the fucking laser, shoots people in space. Get a laser gun and shoot people. I mean, if everyone else has a laser gun, just get fucking James Bond one. And he doesn't. He punches a couple people and fucks up the bad guy. That's it. Like, it's the other guy. Like, at least in The Spy Who Loved Me, he got his hands dirty, got a machine gun, and was doing stuff. Like, here he fights a couple people, but he's kind of in the background, and it's like, get a laser gun and shoot some people. You're James motherfucking Bond. You help out in Spy Who Loved Me, help out here. So that was like, the posters you see is like he has his like laser gun or something, and he never has it. He never shoots it. Other people have laser guns. Even the CIA agent girl gets a laser gun shooting people, but come on, give it to Bond. Let him be more part of the finale. Like, he's part of the finale. Like, he makes it so that he stops the bad guy from shooting his laser and destroying the good guy's shuttle. But still, have him be part of the action more in that ending. Getting the laser gun. Come on. If you don't have James Bond in space, you should at least do that. I think they dropped the ball in that aspect. That's one thing I think they could have done. And not have the fucking Jaws Richard Kiel character fall in love. I think could have had just a big finale, finally getting rid of Jaws once and for all. But I like the bit that he takes care of the bad guy, uses his dart thing again, shoves the guy out in the airlock. And I like the bit James Bond, the girl go off in the shell, and they destroy the thing so that the nerve gas doesn't hit the earth. And I like the last shot where, kind of like The Spy Who Loved Me, the supervisor see that James Bond's making some love. I love the line that Q says. It's like he doesn't realize what's going on, but he says his line where someone goes, "What's he doing?" And Q's like, "I believe he's attempting re-entry." I thought that was funny. And I like the last shot where, it's James Bond, the girl, and Zero G. I had fun with I'm not sure if Roger Moore winks at the end. If he doesn't, it seemed like he was ready to wink at the end. And he's like, yeah, I know. So I have some fun with Moonraker. To be honest, I think they should have done more in the space thing. It's pretty much they get there. I just think James Bond should have been more part of the action, the third act. And really, it's only the last 20, 30 minutes where it takes place in space. The rest of it is a normal James Bond film. In fact, I'll be honest, I would go the other route. I think most of the film could have taken place in space. I think that would have been cool. I'm one of the few, but I still have fun with this film. I'd say I had more fun. I still see The Spy Who Loved Me as better, much better. It just flowed better. It was more exciting. The ending was more entertaining, but I had some fun with the ending in this. I still say Live and Let Die is better, but I would say this is better than Man with the Golden Gun. I had a little bit of fun with it. Definitely the weakness of Lewis Gilbert's. I still like You Only Live Twice More, but the song isn't really that great, but it's okay. But I had some fun with it. I had some cheesy fun with it, so that's Moonraker. I didn't hate it. Had some fun with it. So either way, thanks for watching. Take care and stay tuned.